What's up, Bills Mafia? Welcome to Bills HQ, where we talk all things Buffalo Bills football and NFL. I'm your host, Julian Mott, and today we have another Buffalo Bills love letter. Now, what is a Buffalo Bills love letter, you may ask? Well, basically, I take a certain aspect of the Buffalo Bills that I love. It's been players lately. Um, we did do Coach McDermott, but maybe we'll get into some other things. But basically, we take that and we just make a few quick points about why we love them. And our honoree today is Tremaine Edmunds. Now, Tremaine is one of the more polarizing players of the Buffalo Bills, and of course, there's a few reasons why. But one of the big reasons why I love him are his size and his measurables. I mean, the man is 6'5", 250, 34.5-inch arms, 83-inch wingspan. All of those numbers are above the 90th percentile for linebackers, which is crazy. His wingspan alone is in the 98th percentile. Oh, and he runs a 4.54 40. I mean, there's not a whole lot of players in the NFL walking around looking like that. He's big in whatever sense of the word you want to use it. Height, weight, length, doesn't matter. He's huge. There's not a whole lot of Tremaine and Edmonds, not even in the NFL. Not even in the NFL. So why is he so polarizing? Well, for one, they sent the 22nd pick and the number 65 pick to the Ravens for pick 16 and 154. So essentially they traded they dropped back from 65 to 154 to trade up to take Tremaine Edmonds. So there's a lot of pressure with that. And Tremaine's not a big stat stuffer. His value to the team really can't be measured in stats. So it's tough. It's tough. Now, tackles is not a stat I care for. Whatever. There's a whole lot of guys with a bunch of tackles that they rack up, and they're not really, great football player. So, the stats are to me whatever. But his physical skill set just allows him to have so much variety in what he can do. But the big thing it allows him to have is range. I mean, his range is insane. And there's just things that he's able to do in coverage that other guys just can't. And they just can't because they're not as big, they're not as fast, so his short area explosiveness is really off the charts. That's another area where he really exceeds, especially as compared to his peers, in the linebacker core. His range and athletic ability make it a nightmare for quarterback at times, especially when they line him up in the A gap. When they'll have him and they'll have Milano in there too, but they'll have him lined up in the A gap, right in the quarterback's face. Am I coming? Am I coming? And the quarterback would think it's a zero blitz. Here they coming, hot, hot, Omaha, and he's not. And what happens is he fools the quarterback because it's one thing for a guy to be up on the line of scrimmage and drop back. We see that all the time. We see linebackers and guys do that all the time. It's a whole other thing for people to have for a guy to have the athleticism, the short area quickness, the ability to drop back so fast, and really just take away a whole section of the field that the quarterback thought he'd have available to him, even if the linebacker dropped out. Because there's a bunch of times where there's a linebacker in the A gap, but they just don't have the explosion or the ability to drop back and cover an entire section of the field like Tremaine does. He's just so valuable. He's just so valuable. If you try and get it out quick, he's got the mobility and the explosiveness to recover and make a play on the ball, like he did against the Texans last year. He covers so much ground so fast, and he just takes throws away. He takes so many throws away. And let me just say this to all the Tremaine haters. Let me just say this. It is impossible to hide a bad player in the middle of a great defense. Let me say that one more time. It's impossible to hide a bad player in the middle of a great defense. Tremaine Edmunds plays middle linebacker, and the Bills have had a top defense basically for the last 4 years that he's been here. 3 out of the last 4 years at least. Maybe they struggled a little bit in 2020, but it wasn't anything insane. They still had a they still had a good defense. And there's just no way that that player is not at least good. And I think Tremaine is great. I think Tremaine is great. And I think this year, with the size and the measurables that Tremaine has, mixed with the experience that he has going into his 5th year, and the improved defensive line in front of the Bills, specifically that improved defensive tackle room with Settle and Oliver and Daquan Jones, I strongly believe that our guy Tremaine Edmonds can be an all pro. I strongly believe that. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's a Buffalo Bills love letter for our guy Tremaine Edmonds, the polarizing Tremaine Edmonds, who I love. So that'll do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and like. If you didn't, go ahead and dislike. That's just fine. If you find yourself enjoying content like this on a consistent basis, you can go ahead and subscribe. We will be doing this consistently. We'll be covering press conferences. We'll be covering training camp. We'll be covering the games, of course. Maybe we'll do some other stuff off the wall. We'll see. Maybe you guys tell me what you may like to see. So, it's been great so far, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.